Alright everybody, welcome to FTB Academy. This is a mod pack that's like designed to learn modded. It's brand new. So yeah, I saw it and I was like, maybe this is something for YouTube, because I can understand that not everybody knows modded too well. So yeah, there's first gonna be a class with like basic stuff. And then after that, we're gonna get set free in the world, and we're gonna go exploring and play with the mods. So let's call this YouTube. Let's go into world options and change this to realistic. Done. Create new world. So yeah, this will first spawn us in an academy they've created custom. And yeah, we have a few tasks to complete there. I think that will take up most of the first episode, because I will also read out the quests and everything. It's otherwise, if you know what you're doing, then it's like a few minutes and you're through. So yeah. So here it starts. This mod pack has lots of quests to help teach you how to play. To open them, click the button in the top left of the inventory and or use the quest book item. So here you see quest book. Yeah, so we go to the next page. Most quests are invisible until they are unlocked. Left click on a quest to open it. You can hover over a quest to see its name and a short description. And then when the quest is open, you can read the quest text, which often has much more information. So some quests can also have a link to the guide which explains how things work, instead of just what to do to complete the quest. So here you see the task, there you see what the reward is, and here is the explanation. So this will, I will just read this out now. Welcome to FTB Academy. This mod pack is dedicated to teaching new players how to play modded Minecraft. These quests will guide you step by step on how to progress through the most common mods. It works best with the guide, which will have more in-depth descriptions on how mods work. Okay, then yeah, select the box to complete it, because that's a checkmark quest. When the quest is completed, the next quest will unlock, and a line will connect the two. Okay, so once you've completed the school, several more chapters will be unlocked. You can open them by clicking on them from the chapter list on the left of the quest menu, so over here. Yeah, so that's all very normal. Some chapters have subchapters, which you can open by hovering over the main chapter and then clicking the subchapter for the from the drop down. Not all chapters have subchapters. So yeah. You can pin quests to make them stay on the side of the screen when playing. So that's this little pin over here. So yeah. And then pinned quests will show on the side of the screen along with their task and progression. So that's over here underneath the minimap. Okay, yes, exit the tutorial. Open the quest book. We've read this. In case you get stuck somehow, you can use the reset school button to generate a new school and restart the quests. If you don't want to sit through the tutorial, you can click quit school button to go straight to the overworld and begin playing normally. Okay, yes, exit tutorial. And we get like, yeah, that. Next one. Learn to use JEI. Modern Minecraft has a lot of new blocks and items, so it's hard to remember all the crafting recipes. Luckily, the mod Just Enough Items will help make that easier. On the top right side of the inventory, is a list of every block and item in the mod pack. Hovering over one and hitting R will show you its recipe. Hitting U will show you recipes that use it. At the bottom of the inventory, there's a search bar where you can type in the name of an item or to filter the list. You can double click the search bar to search for that item in your inventory. Yeah? Okay. It looks like this. Mods add often lots of new blocks and items to the game, so remembering how to craft them all can be hard. This that's where the mod just enough items comes in. JEI is a mod that adds the list of items to the right side of the inventory. Over here you can see the inventory, you can see the search bar. You can filter the item list by typing the name of the item in the search bar. You can see here search for chest. So everything with the word chest in its name or mod name comes up. Hovering over an item will show you its item's name as well as the mod it's from. So here you see iron chest is from the iron chest mod. So yeah, then if you hit R or you click on it to see how to make it, you can also right click the item or hit U to see the uses of it. You can change these keys in the controls menu. So yeah, this is how you make iron chests. Multiple crafting recipes. You can go from bronze chest with 4 iron, 4 glass to an iron chest, or just 8 iron around a regular chest. Okay. Certain recipes can accept a type of item rather than a single specific item. This is called the OR dictionary. You can hover over an item in a recipe to see what type of item can be used instead of the specific one shown. JEI is not limited to showing only crafting recipes. It can also see what you get from smelting, drops from animals, the location of ores, and much more. If you have all the items in, you need to craft an item. You can also hit the plus button to automatically move them to the proper slots in the crafting grid. And yeah, this is how that. If you are crafting in a crafting table GUI, it will also work with 3x3 crafting recipes. So yeah, if you're in your regular inventory with a 2x2 and you're in a 3x3 crafting inside JEI, you will not see this. You will not see the plus button being clickable and stuff. So it's smart that way. You can hover over an item and hit A to bookmark it, pinning it to the left of the inventory until unpinned by hitting A on it again. You can click the button at the bottom left to hide the bookmarks. This button. Okay. If you double click the search bar to highlight that item in your, you can double click the search bar to highlight that item in your inventory. If you type in ore, you double click, you can see if you're looking in a chest or whatever. You can see it doesn't highlight the dirt, it highlighted the iron, the gold, and diamond. Yes, clear? Good. Okay. Now, there's lots of mods that allow you to store items easily. So, yeah, task, enter the storage room. So, yeah, this is the area we start in. It's a nicely created area. So, we go to the storage room. And now we see in the top right, quest complete. Introduction to storage. General storage. So, it wants us to open iron chest, diamond chest, small crate, open large crate. Iron chests and storage crates are good for storing a large amount of items. They work just like regular chests, but they have a lot more. They store a lot more. They both come in tiers, with more expensive tiers storing more. So if we have an iron chest, a little bit bigger inventory than your usual, like 2 rows more than your regular single chest in a single block. The diamond chest, however, has more rows and columns than a double chest. And yeah, that way it stores a lot more items in that single block space. Then we go to small storage crate, roughly the same as a diamond chest. But that's not all. We have a large storage crate, which not only has this screen, but there's a button here. Next screen, there's another button here. And it basically has 3 pages of this. So it stores a lot of items. Okay, storage drawers are great for storing a large amount of a single item. Right click a drawer to store the item you are holding, and holding right click stores all of that item in your inventory. Left click a drawer to take one out of the item it has, and sneak left click to take out a stack. Okay, so yeah, it just wants us to look at it. And there we go. Yes. So that quest is completed. Digital storage. Refined storage allows you to store a massive amount of a variety of items. Items are stored in disks, which themselves are stored in disk drives. You can access items in disks by opening the grid. Instead of being limited to the amount of slots an inventory has, digital stored items only depend on the size of the disk used. The last quest gave you a storage disk. Open the disk drive and insert the storage disk, and then open the grid and take out the water bucket inside. So it wants us to right click here, and we can see 1K storage disk. We put it in, and they put a single item on it. Then we look in here in the grid, and we can take the bucket out. This all works thanks to the controller. Yes? Are we still following? Good. Fluid storage. Like there are mods that add ways to store items, there are also mods that add ways to store fluids. Blocks that store fluids usually have the word tank in the name, so you can just search tank in JEI to find them all. The portable tank has multiple tiers which allow them to store more fluid. You can move fluids from bucket to a tank and vice versa just by right clicking the bucket on a tank. So we got our bucket over here. Take the water bucket from the refined storage system and then empty it into one of the tanks by right clicking on it. So yeah, and now you can see there's one bucket of water in it, 1000 millibuckets, but if you can see, it stores 2,174,483 buckets and 647 millibuckets. One bucket is basically 1 liter. Good. Introduction to automation. Simply storing items and fluids is not enough. To proper automate, you have to move them around automatically. The simplest way to move things around is ducts. Items are moved through item ducts and fluids are moved through fluid ducts. Servers are used to pull from blocks, and the items fluids will automatically go into the nearest block that can store them. Okay, should be clear. By the way, we cannot move through this barrier unless we have unlocked the right quest. So yeah, that's a great tip and trick. Filtering. Filters can be used to specify what is allowed to enter a block through the duct. You can open it up to set its whitelist or blacklist. Items on a whitelist are the only items allowed to enter, and items on a blacklist are the only items not allowed to enter. Set the right filter to be whitelist of ores. Set a middle filter to be a whitelist of dirt. Set the left filter to be a blacklist of ores and dirt. Okay, so what we do, we take some of this, some of this, some of this, some of this, and yeah, that's basically all we need. We blacklist this, and this on that filter, and you can see the general filter is complete. Dirt only, we're making sure this has whitelist, and we put dirt in there. And that says task complete, set to dirt filter. And then ores only, we make sure that this is set to whitelist and put the 3 ores in. Then if we put this back in there, we can turn this on and we can see that items are moving to the right chests. So yeah, it's very useful that way. And it here explains also what I just explained. And it has taken all items from here, sorted them into here, here, and here. Quite useful. Then we go to the next quest, fluid transfer. Like item ducts move items, fluid ducts move fluids. Portable tanks can be set up to automatically output to the block underneath. Use the crescent hammer on the top portable tank to make it move the water to the tank beneath it. You can set servos to function when they don't have a redstone signal by opening it and pressing the redstone dust button on the right. Do this here and set the servo to either ignore redstone or low, which means no signal. Okay, so what we do here is we right click the top tank, we can see the fluid is moving to the tank below. And then we right click on this thing here, that's the servo. And we go to this redstone control, and it's currently on high. If we put it on low, we can control it with a lever. And if we put it on ignored, it's always putting stuff in there. And as you can see, this tank holds more than the tank. If we hold shift, this tank holds 20 buckets, 20,000 millibuckets. And this tank holds 80,000 millibuckets or 80 buckets. Okay. Most technology mods use RF, which is essentially just electricity. Generators are machines that make RF. The coal generator uses furnace fuel, such as coal, to generate RF. Place the coal generator down on the block of iron and give it some coal to allow it to make it generate RF. So yeah, we put the coal generator there. And we put some coal in, then we can see it's now filling up with crystal flux, as this mod calls it. Most mods, and this is not all the mods, most mods use an RF implementation. So crystal flux is RF. You have then also forge energy FE, that's redstone flux. You have Ender.io power, which is also redstone flux. But you have, for instance, also from Industrial Craft 2, EU energy units, and that's not RF. So it now wants us to place flux ducts here, here, and here. And we have not read the quest on that. While you can technically get away with having generators directly next to your machines, it's not the best idea. Flux ducts and other power cables allow you to connect generators to machines at a distance. Place flux ducts down on the wall. So yeah, we got a redstone furnace and iron dust from it. We put the redstone furnace there, and we put the iron dust in there while we are gonna read the quest. Generators make energy, but you also have to use it. There are plenty of machines that use RF to perform a variety of functions. Redstone furnace in particular uses RF to smelt items. It functions almost exactly like a regular furnace, except it runs on RF instead of coal. Place the redstone furnace on the block of lapis lazuli and use it to smelt some pulverized iron. So we done that. We take it out and we completed that quest. Energy cells store RF. It is the best to have them between your generators and machines, so the machines have a buffer of energy they can use. Sneak right click with a crescent hammer on the middle flux duct block to break it, and then place the energy cell down instead. Open the energy cell and click the blue gear button on the right to configure it. There you can choose which sides are input and which sides are output. Click on the face to toggle between input blue, output red, and neither yellow. You can hold sneak and left click on the front face to set them all to off. Set this one so that it inputs the generator and outputs towards the redstone furnace. Okay, so what we do here is we take this out, we put this in there. It connects. It completes also the quest because they cannot detect this part. But if we go to here to this tab, configuration, we can see it's blue on the left side, it's red on the bottom. This is bottom, this is back. Take some getting used to, but if you're used to folding a cube, this is the back side. And this one needs to be orange. So now it goes to power here. Good. Upgrading machines. Most technology used allow you to upgrade their machines. Thermal expansion does this through machine tiers and augments. Upgrade thermal expansion machines by right-clicking them with the upgrade or conversion kits, upgrading their tier. This allows them to use more energy, which make them work faster. You can further enhance them by installing augments. The higher the tier, the more augments can be installed. Open the machine's GUI and press the button at the top right and you can insert augments into those slots. So we right click this on there. So we can go here and go to augmentation and put these in here manually. Or you can just right click them in. If we then open it, see? but we can also just do this. Okay. And now, once the redstone furnace is fully upgraded, smelt the pulverized iron again and watch how much faster it is. Well, we didn't see it the first time, but this goes decently quick, right? Right. So we take that out. And that's that quest line completed. Introduction to Astral Sorcery. Astral Sorcery is a magic mod focused around harnessing the powers of starlight and the constellations. Tasks: enter the Astral Sorcery area. So we now go here, we follow the arrows on the ground, and we reach another open area where we have Astral Sorcery and Botania. So we enter here, it says quest complete. Using starlight. A lot of recipes in this mod require starlight in addition to items. When you're just getting started, the only way to use starlight is to place a regular crafting table near a floating crystal. The resonating wand is used to activate Astral Sorcery blocks while holding it and running around the overworld. You can also see the location of the rock crystal or that spawns underground. Place the crafting table on the wool block near the floating crystal and craft the resonating wand in it. You can see the resonating wand recipe by searching for it in JEI or by clicking the resonating wand in the task section of this menu. So like this. We have marble over here, we have an ender pearl at the end, and then two of those blue things. So it wants us to place this there, and then we take wand. Okay, so we have a resonating wand, and here you can see move the items to there. It also said plus starlight, so it needs to be a starlight hit thing. You can see the beam of starlight hitting the crafting table. Okay, so by pressing this, it goes in there, we can click this. So, we have a next quest. The luminous crafting table allows you to get the starlight just from being able to see the night sky. Through it will also be powered by a floating crystal if one is available. To craft items with the luminous crafting table, you have to give it the items as usual, and it must have access to an amount of starlight depending on the recipe. If the luminous crafting table has the items and starlight required, right click it with the resonating wand to craft the items. So it wants us to craft the luminous crafting table. So we need to make a crafting table, get marble and soothing marble. So yeah, it gave us that all, of course. Oops, like this. And like that. Luminous crafting table. Cool. So it wants us to place this there. And let's read the next quest. Illumination powder is just one of the many items you can make with the starlight. You can place it down anywhere and it will act as a light source, and it doesn't take up a block space. Place the luminous crafting table on the quartz block and craft illumination powder according to its crafting recipe. So what was the crafting recipe? We can just click here. 4 glowstone and an aquamarine in the middle. Aquamarine in the middle, glowstone around it. And this, we cannot click this. And we have this weird bar here. This means we have to right click the table and see what is happening. Crafting, and there we got the certificate for Astral Sorcery. Okay, so now Botania's tech mod disguised as a magic mod. I love this mod. With it you will use flowers to generate and manipulate mana, which can be used to do various things. So we go over here to the Botania section and we read on further. Magical flowers are created in the petal apothecary. Fill it with water using a water bucket. Make and then throw in the petals according to the Ender Flames crafting recipe, and then throw a seed in a seed to craft the flower. You can either throw items at the petal apothecary or right click with the petals in hand to place it inside. You can hold sneak and right click with an empty hand to take the last item back out. The Ender Flame generates mana when a burnable item is thrown on the ground next to it. If it's placed near a mana spreader, the mana will move to it. Once you've made the Ender Flame, place it on the lightest grass block, throw some coal nearby, and it will begin to generate mana. So here they've already shown you what to do for the Ender Flame. I will, however, also show you it in the JEI. So petals, the petal apothecary. There's always a seed with this when you make a flower. So yeah, you make the petals by just putting them in the crafting recipe, in the crafting grid, like so, and then put the water in. Put 2 brown ones in. I cannot right click it in. Put a grey one in and put a red one in. Okay, if we hover over it, it says add seeds to complete the crafting. So we do that, and an Ender Flame pops in our inventory. So it said also to place it here. Okay. Mana spreaders are used to transfer mana, and mana pools are used to store mana. Sneak right click a wand on forest on the mana spreader, then do the same on the mana pool to point the spreader at the pool. Any mana inside the pool, inside the mana spreader will be sent to the mana pool. So yeah, if we do this, this flower will pick up the coal and it starts burning, you see. If we then look at the spreader, it starts filling up with a green bar. So we want it to send the mana to here. And yeah, it for some reason got a little bit of mana in it, because they want us to do this. I will also explain that part. Some items can be crafted by throwing them into a mana pool that has mana in it. This uses up some of the mana. Throw an iron ingot into some mana and it will be turned into mana steel ingot. And then the last quest for Botania, Elven Trading. Later on in the progression you will eventually make a portal to Elfheim. This essentially works the same as crafting with a mana pool. You can throw certain items into the portal and you will get other items out. Any item you throw in that is not part of a recipe will be lost. So yeah, if we throw in coal, it takes it, and they're just happy they got free coal. If we throw in this, 2 of them, makes 1 of the elementium, elven, I don't know, the other iron. Okay, and now we have school's out, go to the overworld. So yeah, this will be the end of the episode. Now that you've completed all the tutorials, you can head over to the overworld and start playing for real. So this will be end of episode 1. Yeah, so I hope you all enjoyed this so far and can see what I'm trying to do with the spec. It is for the people that don't know a lot about modded. I know a lot about modded, so I feel like I can teach you all about it. However, there are obviously some things that, yeah, even I don't know. So it's all fine to not know stuff as long as you're willing to learn. That's what I always say. So heads in here. Yes, okay. That's what I'm seeing over there. So yeah, I would like to thank you all for watching, and I'm thinking about adding this to my to one of my Patreon servers. So leave a comment down below how you would feel about it if you're a patron. I will also ask my patrons in Discord, but yeah, I would also like to see what the comment section has to say about it. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye!